Oh my god, bitch, you guessed it. Hi everyone, it is I, Shanti Tag, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome. And if you are new, friggin' welcome. I love a good cheers moment. Today I have nice hot water. It's soothing my soul and my guts. So cheers, biatches. All right, today I want to talk about seeking self-respect through external validation, looking to others' response to you and your behavior in order to then kind of have a self-worth, self-respect moment. All right. Whew, this is a slippery one. I tell you what, especially as I'm like making this, I have a YouTube channel. I have written a bunch of books. I am somewhat kind of, I guess you could say, in some sort of spotlight, and I have been for many years for various different things. Okay. So this is something not only that I work with clients on a professional level, but that I've dealt with myself personally in my own life in various stages. Seeking that external validation for self-respect, for self-worth. You know, this is another version of people pleasing. Okay. And, you know, let's break down a little bit of what this is, and also let's go into just some different kind of practical exercises that you can implement on the daily to come out of that and to go into more kind of what we might call unapologetic living. Yeah, and that's a term that gets tossed around often in the scene, has been leaving a window of opportunity open for practical steps. Yeah, and you know me, I like a how-to moment. Like, that's great, I understand the concept, but how do I do it in my life? Cheers! Recently I had a client who expressed she would not ever wear dresses. Felt uncomfortable, felt whatever, self-conscious, maybe felt a little bit too tomboyish to do it, and then wore a dress, and her partner commented on like, oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. And then from that point on, she basically like only wears dresses because she got that external validation in order to then what? Find self-worth in regards to having a dress moment, or have respect in this dress moment, right? To have follow through when it came to a change, and a change that was uncomfortable, and leaning into that external validation to give her fucking permission to wear a dress. So now you can really point this thing in any direction. So take a moment, do a little self-assessment, a little self-psychology moment, and look, have you had in your history, maybe more recent history, a moment where someone, now I'm not suggesting that compliments aren't amazing. I love compliments, and especially when they're genuine, like pretty much only when they're genuine, right? And you can tell the difference. And I love offering genuine compliments to others. That's one of my homework assignments. This is going to be a homework assignment for this project, okay, as well. But we'll get into that more at the end. So stay tuned, because I'm going to go over practical tools, okay? But take a moment and just really like look at where you may have given yourself permission to do something, or maybe to not do something, only after someone else kind of chimed in and gave you permission, right? That external validation of self-respect and self-worth. I mean, I've been there often, right? Even like, let's say writing. I'll give my own example. I've always written. I've always been a writer. I love to write stories, poetry, like anything interesting. I am quite the wordsmith. I am not quite the spelling smith. But I have a gift when it comes to weaving words together. And so I love that. And I'm able to say that now because I am the only kind of like permission slip signer or offer that I need to showcase my talents and to share stuff with the world, right? Because that's really why so many of us are here. Not everyone, but I'm definitely here to share, to be on a stage and to offer teachings and guidance. Yeah. All right, that's part of my jam. And if you're watching this, chances are it's part of your jam too, in your own way, right? Like me saying that, we're gonna get into the difference between encouragement and external validation. So me saying that chances are, if you're watching this, you're also meant to be seen and offer teachings and guidance. The homework is gonna help you differentiate and untangle me telling you that and having that be a permission slip for you to do something, because again, this could be a real-time example for you to, you know, make a choice and look at this going like, okay, this chick on the screen is telling me something that really resonates with me, but you don't need the external validation of me telling you that chances are, if you're watching this, you're here to be seen and to make an impact and to teach and to guide. No. Instead, allow this to be encouragement. There's a difference. So there's a way, you know, just like anything on Polarity Planet Earth, there's a polarization to external validation, and that can be encouragement. But chances are, if we've been self-abandoning, which is the root cause of external validation and seeking self-acceptance, self-worth, self-respect, through others' permission for you to be something or not be something, right? So we really want to highlight the difference. So whether it's now in this moment from me saying it, or maybe farther back in history, even if it was just 5 minutes ago before you watched this video yesterday, just kind of take a look at like, where have you allowed yourself to do or not do something because you allowed somebody to give you the permission and the okay to do or not do. That is a form of self-abandonment. You do not need anyone else's permission. You don't. And once you untangle that, then you can start to have a healthy relationship when it comes to accepting encouragement and not have it kind of slip into that messy space of external validation. Okay? So does that make sense? I fucking hope so. Like, can we like take a moment to cheers and what the fucking whistle? Mm-hmm. Practical steps. I'm gonna invite you to start responding with one-word responses for a time, for a stretch, okay? Because chances are, if you fall in the category of kind of outsourcing your self-worth, you also might be an over-explainer. And what I mean by that is, I am going to, through my words and maybe repetitive explanation, long-winded explanation, you know, gonna manipulate the shit out of this situation and try to get this person that I'm talking to believe what I am saying, as opposed to maybe what is actually going on. That's what's going on when someone is having kind of like this over explanation moment, is that they're really trying to convince themselves and someone else of something that might not be rooted in reality. All right. So how you can untangle that is through one-word answers. Someone asks you a question. Good. Yes. No. And let it be awkward. It's going to be awkward. These one-word explanations will start to conserve your energy and fortify the aura, which On the other hand, through overextended explanations, would have you depleted and create rips and tears and vulnerabilities, weak spots in the aura. Okay? So, one word replies to stuff for just a time, not forever, but just to start to untangle and to highlight a new neural pathway, which is what needs to happen when we try to shut down one particular kind of maybe addictive, repetitive, well-worn road of a neural pathway that looks like outsourcing my self-worth. Okay? Okay. All right, so that's step number one. One word replies. This one's a frickin' bitch. I know, it is not easy, but oh my gosh, is it so beneficial and so impactful. I tell you what, it can save a relationship. It really can. It definitely makes things weird for a little while, but holy moly, it's like a cleanse. It really is like a cleanse, okay? Complimenting strangers. Again, this is another one of my favorite homework assignments for so much. Go compliment a stranger, but find something genuinely that you can compliment. Don't make some shit up, because everyone can smell fucking fakeness from a mile fucking away. All right, so just like be genuine. Oh my gosh, I love your purse. Oh my gosh, your hair. Oh, blah, 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 your eye. You know, whatever, right? You know, be wary of stranger danger for sure. Like, use your best judgment. But complimenting strangers, you know, the clerk at the store who's checking you out, someone in line, careful if you put too much pressure on this complimenting homework piece. You know, keep it light, and then just see how that kind of energy exchange can impact you both, mutually beneficial. So the complimenting the strangers starts to kind of like build the muscular structure and dexterity to go do new stuff and to be courageous about it without needing to lean into, again, that external validation. All right, which brings us to number 3. Pick something really easy breezy beautiful that you can switch up in your life and then just go do it. For example, maybe you're shy about wearing sandals. Go for a walk, go wherever, just wear the sandals. Go out, even if it's like 4 or 5 minutes, you go out in sandals. I mean, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about like anything monumentally huge until you lay the foundation of this stuff. That's why I give simple exercises in these videos is, you know, we want you to do the big stuff, but we want you to do the big stuff on a solid foundation, so the big stuff is sustainable and you can handle the pressure of the success that comes with you having follow through doing the big stuff. All right, so do the small stuff by wearing sandals outside, or even walking barefoot, maybe if that's something that you've been wanting to do but for whatever reason you shy away from it. Maybe it's makeup, maybe it's not wearing makeup, right? Like you know, I've had times in my life where I've fallen into both of those categories of like, I don't want to leave the house or be seen without makeup, or there's no way I'm wearing makeup. I've fallen into both of those categories, and just do it, right? But be easy about it in the sense of like, you know, it doesn't mean like you have to go like face your crush with like a full face of makeup if that's the thing you're hesitant to do, or with no makeup if that's the thing that you're hesitant to do. We would love for you to get there because true partnership is gonna have a spark regardless of really what you got going on in the looks department, if you know what I'm saying. All right, that's a heart over head situation when it comes to like true kind of like soul mating. But you know, that's the vibe. Like, you know, let's say you want to take a day off of work. Do it. Just fucking do it. You know, but have the conversation, be well informed, be prepared, have follow through. So if you have a boss, approach your boss and just see what's possible. Approach your boss and see what's possible. I mean, when I am career coaching and business coaching people, this is a big one, especially when people are wanting to kind of like leave the corporate world and like become an entrepreneur, which honestly isn't always the best idea for people until, again, they set the solid foundation. But again, with that, there's a lot of external validation. People will come to me or go to other coaches and like, I want to leave corporate. Tell me I'm doing the right thing. And it's like, no, I won't tell you that because chances are you're not until you do the homework to lay a solid foundation and you give yourself permission. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So the 3 action steps are, what was the first one? Single word responses. Not forever, maybe not all day, but incorporate that into your scene, especially if you find yourself over explaining, so you can manipulate yourself and others into believing something that might not be rooted quite in reality. Okay. And number 2, go compliment strangers. Practice that exchange of using your voice, talking to someone new, doing something new, right? Building up that courage is one of the best ways for you to build up courage that then is mutually beneficial in that type of energy exchange that you create. Okay. And then number 3, give yourself permission to do or not do the stuff that you've been wanting to do or not do, but in baby steps. It's okay. Give yourself permission to do the things that you've always been wanting to do or not do, but start small because we want this to, number 1, be sustainable, and number 2, lay a solid foundation for the big stuff. Yeah, we're talking sandals outside for around the block 5 minutes a day, or maybe like, you know, getting the mail without makeup or getting the mail with makeup. You know, start small, right? And then you build on that. You push the threshold more and more and more. So you are the only person that you look to give yourself permission to do stuff. Validate your self-worth and your self-respect. I hope this is helpful. I hope this makes sense. Please leave some comments down below. Let me know how this lands, how you're doing, what's cooking. This community means so freaking much. Let's do one last cheers to end the video. Mwah! Cheers, batch. Satnam. Fuck yeah.